Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today. I hope you're all doing absolutely excellent. Today we're gathering to talk about Borderlands 4 again. Now our last Borderlands 4 upload, by the way, did way better than we ever expected, so thank you for that, but also was a lot more positively skewed, which was surprising to me and I think many others, because I really haven't been on the Borderlands hype train since Borderlands 2. I've been excited for Borderlands games, but each have really underwhelmed me since 2012. So for me personally, going into 4, I was like, yeah, I'm indifferent to it. I'm probably not going to play it, but the state of play really turned my opinion around as I documented in that video. Today, however, we're really testing the love of Borderlands because we're talking about Borderlands 4 at $80. And it's been a subject we've talked a bit about on Defining Duke, but today Gearbox and Randy Pitchford are doing Gearbox Randy Pitchford things. We're going to talk about the price of Borderlands 4, $80, and if you're a big enough fan to pick it up for that price tag. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here and into what's going on in the games industry, consider subscribing. Now, this is sort of like if Randy Pitchford is a Jedi, you have the light side of Randy, you have the dark side of Randy. And I think he gives one answer before the one we're really going to talk about today, which was light side Randy. I think it was just well-reasoned, lays it out, puts the blame in the right areas, and then there's dark side Randy, which we're talking about a lot more here today. So I want to just show the general progression here because I think it makes the video, number one, a lot more amusing because you just see that transformation over time, like that switch just flips. But also, I think it's important to just see context A versus context B. So let's roll the clip. Here's Randy Pitchford at PAX East 2025 talking about Borderlands 4 for $80.
That's an interesting one. I don't know this.
Really now? I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. And that is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on. And it's an interesting time, right? We've got on one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people want to, or the people that make those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing and there's tariffs for the retail packaging, and like it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than twice. The truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. I do know that we will be opening pre-orders soon, TM, and that will be when the price is set. I think that Borderlands 4, here's the philosophy we have. Whatever the price is, we're entertainers. Yes, we want to get more resources so we can make bigger and better games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's because you guys showed up and supported Borderlands 3. And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget and feel confident in that. And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we can spend it to make bigger games and better games. As artists, we want everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is we want people to buy it so we have the resources to make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain.
All right, this answer packs a lot in it. I think at a certain point in the comment, he was kind of belaboring it and trying to dance around it, but he did what I think was the best thing to do. Put it on Take-Two. Hey, we're artists. We want as many people to play, but also keep in mind the shifting economy in the games industry. We've doubled the budget since Borderlands 3 because of how many people supported us. That puts pressure on Borderlands 4 to do more. You can ease that pressure by like jumping the price tag by $10. So I get all sides. You already know how I feel about $80 games. I'm not here for it. I can't think of a game I'd pay $80 for. But nonetheless, it's at least well-reasoned and deflective enough where there was no reaction to this, which, well done, right? That's how it should have been. Now, when this topic first popped up, we talked about it in Defining Duke. So Defining Duke listeners, I apologize if I am reiterating myself. But for those who don't listen, well, first off, you should. What are you doing? But second of all, what I talked about in that episode was that the reason Borderlands 4 should stay at $70 has, to me, very little actually to do with the video game itself, because I feel like companies are going to company. corporate's gonna corporate, bean counter's gonna bean count, all that stuff, right? That's gonna happen regardless of the fact, and while I think it should stay at $70 on just principle alone, here's where I think Borderlands 4 should just stay at $70. And it's Randy Pitchford. Guy can't help himself, right? We talked about the Borderlands movie and his reaction to it. He just can't help himself. So that gets into our next point here. What really brings us to the table of the $80 games conversation, again, is his interaction with a fan on Twitter. So it was confirmed that Gearbox was going to be bringing Borderlands 4 over to Nintendo Switch 2. Randy Pitchford quote tweets it. He's very excited to bring it over there. And then a fan writes in, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. And Randy says, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. Oh God, so this is exactly what I was talking about. I said, if you put it at $80, what's going to happen is Randy's going to get on his heels and he is going to choose to endlessly defend this thing. And why do we know that's going to happen? Not only because he's got a reputation doing it, but literally just happened with the Borderlands movie. The Borderlands movie was abysmal. I sat through the whole damn thing. It was one of the worst things I've ever watched, okay? And I'm not saying that because, I fell off the Borderlands hype train. It was objectively terrible. Acting, terrible. Script, terrible. The budget, there were literally slip-ups on camera. Like, you see people, like, peeking through the little crate that everyone was looking up at. Like, you could see the set guy in the background of that. The green screen effects were worse than, like, Phantom Menace. Like, it was just a really bad, low-budget movie. Meanwhile, while people were saying that and expressing their feelings on social media, Randy was arguing with them the whole time, as we documented extensively here on the channel. Seeing that, if I am Take-Two, I genuinely think I bite the bullet, and even if $80 makes us a lot more money short term, I go for $70 and play the long game, because you don't put this guy on his heels where he totally tanks the potential performance of the game. Because number one, a lot of people aren't ready for $80, and I don't think they'll be ready for $80 for a long, long while, if ever. But now you have a guy who's a bona fide salesman, right? Saying, well, I'm the CEO of the game developer, and I have literally no say in this. It's not my call at all. I'm like, I believe it to an extent. Like, I imagine Take-Two has a lot of sway in that conversation, but to act like you're just defenseless little Gearbox, it's like, dude, Borderlands has sold a stupid amount of copies. Stupid amount. It is a global franchise, and you, as the owner of that IP, have some level of say here. Can you overturn a bunch of corporates who are looking to get money back on their investment? Maybe not, but there is a conversation that it has when you are deciding on the price tag of your game, because it literally factors into the budget for marketing, for development. Like, there is literally a plan made where it's like, okay, how many copies do we need to sell at 70, at 80 to not only just get our development costs back, but also to profit. So I don't believe that shit, to be frank. But if you're Take-Two, you just bite the bullet. $70, don't make this guy go out on social media and defend $80, because it will literally tank the performance of the game, because people aren't ready for $80, and Randy's going to do his Randy thing. So that just gets into the whole conversation about $80 games. Again, I kind of blinked over this when I first saw it, because I'm like, no way. Like, that's just way too much money. But we've seen, as we covered here, Xbox going to $80, and Nintendo really is the one who forced that door open with Mario Kart World, where I think this conversation is going to resurrect again. Now, in that PAX East clip, the one thing that Randy did say is, soon TM, we're going to be showing off pre-orders, and that's where the price will be revealed, that sort of thing. If it's happening soon, again, I feel like he'd have an idea of like which way they're leaning. If they're building a literal pre-order page, and again, a marketing campaign, like they kind of got to already know what that price is going to be. But if it is soon-ish, we have showcases coming up. We have like Summer Games Fest. We have the Xbox showcase, so we could get it around then. But it also could just be a soon-ish, because if the game's coming out in September, there's likely a little bit of a wait-and-see approach happening. How do people respond to Nintendo at $80? And then how much confidence does that give publishers, developers? Like, I truly think a lot of the people who are wanting to jump to 80 are either Xbox, who's just going to like bull rush their way in there because that's what Xbox, that's what Microsoft has done forever, or those who are sitting back waiting because once it becomes the thing people might adjust to. Again, I think some publishers are getting ahead of themselves. We adjusted to $70 because I think that was almost an acceptable bump. It was like, that's the highest we're going to go, fam. And to jump up to 80 so quickly after, like, 3 years later, it's just too much. But I think some people are waiting patiently until some numbers come in and go, look, people are buying it for this price, so we can do it too. I think it's a slippery slope. I think AA games are going to be on a takeover spree. There's a game I want to talk about sometime this week or next week, Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon. It's a Polish team that's developing a game inspired by Elder Scrolls, and we've covered it here on the channel. Full disclosure, by the way, it was a sponsored video, but the game's awesome. So that's a AA game coming out soon. Obviously, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 speaks for itself. That was a $50 game. We have Split Fiction, $50 game. Oblivion Remastered, $50 game. So if I'm a publisher, I think going lower is actually the win here. You'll sell more copies, you'll generate more positive buzz, and let's not ignore the elephant in the room that Synth Potato actually pointed out on Twitter. Good dude. And he mentioned this, and I didn't even think about it at the moment. I was like, dude, Borderlands is like as close to live service as you can get without actually being live service. Like, it's a co-op shooter. I'm glad they haven't buckled to the live service trend. I think that would literally kill the series. But Borderlands does have seasonal DLC, skins, story packs, and they support the games for years. Now, obviously, for everything you add to the game, you have to allocate a budget for it, get ready to sell it, make profit on it, rinse and repeat, right? So there's still a business to it, but it's not like you're paying $80. It's like, hey, everything you get after this is free, which is kind of like what Nintendo's doing if you're subscribed to Switch Online. So there's, to some people, like, oh, if I'm already subscribed to Switch Online, it's $20 a year or whatever, $50 a year, like, offset's right there. Where something like Borderlands 4, it's like, oh, you're spending 80, 100, 120, 140 by the time it's all said and done if you're a real Borderlands fan, and that's the target here. I just think that the real Borderlands fans have shrunken over the years. There's definitely a ton of people ready to purchase it, but I do feel like after the movie and the kind of decline of quality for the mainline series that there is this possibility, like, you're betting a little big, you might want to take it just a touch conservative. I can't believe I'm saying a touch conservative. It's a $70 video game. It's so much money still. Nonetheless, I imagine we'll find out soon. I've ranted and raved about $80 games many times before, but ultimately, I think Take-Two should hold off on this and let GTA 6 be the next standard setter, because a lot of people talk about GTA 6 like, oh, that's going to definitely be 80, no doubt about it. I'm like, you guys think they're going to do 80? Like, I'm of the mindset they're going to go above it because of GTA Online and everything. Like, I'm of the mindset they're going to shoot above 80. I think they'll go 90 or 100. Like, I'm not trying to will it to existence. I apologize, but I feel like Take-Two is going to be the most bullish because they have some IP that they can push for. It's interesting because at the same time, we just learned being published by Take-Two, developed by Hangar 13, is Mafia: The Old Country. $50 video game. Very excited for it. They also are making it more linear, less open world. Like, these are the type of games that people are looking for nowadays. They're not looking for these like 80 to 90 to 100 hour epics constantly, which funny enough, we still continue to get, but that's not what everyone is looking for. So it's weird that Take-Two is like answering that pocket, and Borderlands kind of finds itself between the two. Like, a lot of pull, a lot of fans. It could do really well on the market, but is it big enough to push $80 like a GTA could easily? Because you know people are going to be like, all right, whatever. It's thrown into the budget with, like, no offense, but casuals like your Maddens, your NBAs, your MLBs, like, you know, oh, I'm going to pick up one copy of GTA and, like, buy really nothing else except for my seasonal sports games and the occasional single-player game for the next, like, 5 years. So it's like, this is whatever. Sure, I'll spend the money on this. I'll save up for it. That's where I feel like the real fan stuff plays a factor. And like what Randy says here, there is a level of like, we've all had that moment where we like just scratched and clawed our way to enough money to just buy a thing that we were really excited about. But also those were like different times with less information and less accessibility. And now we're in these times. So I understand what he's trying to say here, but yeah, I hope that they don't take the risk, because I just think it's not even about the game. I think the game looks great. So I'm excited about it. But when you put it at $80, obviously that changed the whole perception of what people want out of it. But it also changes just like the fact that the CEO of Gearbox is going to have to defend it. And that is going to create a PR nightmare for Take-Two and Borderlands. And it's going to be every headline about Randy and not about the game itself. So I think if you want to protect the product and actually have it do well, perform on the market, $70 is the key. That's my free advice to Take-Two in this video. But you let me know what you think down below. Does Borderlands 4 go for $80? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Fire away. Other than that, take excellent care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.